What impact has developing doulas had on your life?
That is like such a difficult question to answer because being a part of DD has changed absolutely everything.
Hello, darling.
Developing doulas has, since that time, so 13 years ago, been the most important community in my life. From the moment I trained with Maddie, I knew that I was going to go on and become a doula.
Maddie and Linda were, the biggest thing that came across to me was they were our doulas. So they doulaed us through the course. They weren't teachers, they were doulaing us.
The course that Maddie has put together, the journey that she has facilitated and allowing people to go on, whether it's a journey to become a doula, whether it's a journey of self-discovery, of healing. I mean, that one comes up all the time. Her and Linda have just created something so, so special. And I think it just touches everyone that does the course.
I wake up in the morning like yesterday's the day. You go first.
I'm Linda Quinn. I was Maddie's mentor when Maddie first started, and after a while I realised she was the person I wanted to run Developing Doulas with. I just loved her right from the beginning.
I'm Maddie McMahon. So when I began doulaing, I wanted a mentor who had lots of stories, and so I was attracted to Linda immediately because she told me that she had been a doula since she was 16 years old, and so that felt like an amazing resource for me to tap into.
Welcome everybody to this beautiful day where we're celebrating the Herstory of developing doulas.
I couldn't believe it. Not long after I was recognised, you rang me up and said, before I retire, I want to run a doula course. And I said, well, that's lovely. That's really lovely. That's absolutely brilliant. And she said, yes, and I want to do it with you. And I sat down on the floor because my legs went from underneath me.
Oh, darling.
Because I couldn't believe that you wanted to do it with me.
I think people are drawn to the course because they know. It's like they see a little beacon there that says home, and they're drawn in, and then suddenly you found your tribe. And that's what everyone says about DD, is they say, I found my tribe.
I didn't know anything about it. I'd heard some women speaking about, oh, I might get a doula. I was like, okay, whatever that is. And then one day a colleague of mine was like, I keep hearing about this doulaing thing. And whilst we were in the meeting, we Googled it. And I was reading through it throughout the whole meeting. I actually wasn't concentrating, just so fixed on, this doulaing thing. And developing some doulas really connected with us. And yeah, we took the course, we came, and it was just a room of love and just amazing different individuals from different, walks of life. And we were like, this is so special.
I've always got this memory of Maddie standing in her big pants with a pelvis drawn on it. No, it was just, it was really, I'm a people person anyway, so it was just really lovely to come together with women that I perhaps would never have met and just spend a couple of weekends with them, really connecting and sharing food, and it was a lovely experience and one that I kind of will always try and recreate
those circles wherever I go from that day, really.
The whole course is something that will stay with me forever. To meet a group of women that didn't know me from Eve, to feel so welcomed by everybody, when potentially, you know, there's always that sort of chance of, am I going to fit in? Am I going to belong? And I've never felt like I've belonged more anywhere in my entire life than with my cuddle of doulas.
But you know what I always remember about you is when, the last time we came maybe, when you had bags of apple slices, a big bit of puff pastry, and you just got a great big, I think it might have been that.
Yeah.
And made this huge, gorgeous apple pie.
Yeah, that's right. I've still got a freezer full of apples off my tree.
Oh, off the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was scrummy. But this, I mean, what an amazing. Oh, I can't believe that I haven't seen you for so long.
Darling, I know.
In 2015, which was a really hard year for me, I lost my brother, and I was at a really low ebb, and Maddie just sent me a message saying, how do you feel about holding a group of women in circle? And I sort of thought, oh gosh, is this what I think she's asking? And yes, tell me more. And that was her way of asking whether I would be interested in facilitating.
Well, I just feel totally honoured that I was asked to be a teacher with DD. Sort of a bit too good to be true, really.
It was so amazing because we don't live locally, and she somehow had kind of sensed that I might be a good fit, but you know, what an incredible honour.
I still pinch myself that I get to do this work and call it work, because to hold the space and that people are having epiphanies about who they are and who they aspire to be and who they want to be, and to help start that whole process, well, that's a gift.
If I'm going to think about the impact DD has had on me, I would say it's made me a better woman, purely by just giving me a lot of knowledge and information about my body, maybe things I should have already known.
They were able to help me unpick some stuff that was going on for me, and I realised that actually more than doulaing as a job, I actually needed to have my own babies. So I then got pregnant with my son a few months later, and that started my parenting journey. They've both been anchors in my life since, so that's what, 15, probably and a half years ago. And they've stayed in my life, and they're just, they've just always been a part of me since then.
When I trained to be a doula, I was just about to give birth to my own baby, and I felt quite isolated because of the choices that I was making. However, the women that I sat in the circle with me and that I've met through the birth world and through Maddie, and they was always supportive of my choices unconditionally, and I kind of have felt like that ever since, that I've got this amazing unconditional support whatever happens in my life, forever, for life, and that's amazing.
I do remember a particularly cruel exercise that we had to do in the class, but it was the impact it had on everything that stuck with me. Where right at the end of the course, Maddie said, I want everyone in the room to tell me one thing they like about themselves. Gosh, I thought, wow, well, it's tough because we're kind of conditioned not to, that's seen as vanity, isn't it? And I thought, okay, but I can think of something I like about myself, that's all right, I can do that. But honestly, there were people in tears, unable to do this one thing, and she didn't let up. She made everyone do it. Didn't matter how much they were distressed by this, she made them do it. And you could see actually when they engaged with it and did it, you could see just this confidence growing and the love in the room as everybody started commenting on everyone else's statements. Oh yeah, actually I like that about you too. And there's suddenly this beautiful, I don't know, it was just beautiful. It was just love all over the place.
And I remember Maddie talking about
the caterpillar going into the chrysalis, and the fact that actually when we become a mum, we've basically, all of our brain is kind of just reconfigured and changed, and we go into that state where we're now something completely different to what we were before we had our babies. And I think that's true. I think there's elements of yourself that you can still recognise post-birth, but there's lots of stuff that you didn't even know you were ever going to have to think about that you suddenly are sometimes overwhelmed by.
Sisters, spin your circle bright, weave your web of dark and light. Earth, air, fire and water, bind us as one. Sisters, spin your circle bright.
I don't remember how I functioned or survived without this incredible, amazing support from all of these incredible women around me all of the time. It's literally changed who I am. It made me brave. It made me genuinely love myself. Like, I can go and look in a mirror and tell myself how brilliant I am. And if you could have met me 8 years ago, I was like so far away from being that person.
It's brought a lot of love to me. I think it's a space that is very spiritual and very healing.
I think it's made me a better person, a better mother, a better friend. And yeah, and I wouldn't change it for the world. It's taught me a lot about myself. It's aided my own personal healing journey, and I'm looking forward to becoming an incredible doula in the future.
I have loved every moment of being a doula, and I've loved the community that we have around us. It is absolutely amazing to be part of it and to have that feeling of being held and being able to be real with each other.
It's changed the way I parent, the kind of friend that I am. It's touched every single facet of my life. There's not a single part of my life that it hasn't impacted.
There's a real element of humility because it has grown beyond us.
It has.
Which is beautiful. You know, it's owned by everybody who has ever done it. Every person in the DD community has a stake. I hope has a sense of ownership, a sense that they can contribute to the community and take it in new directions.
Yeah.
What do you believe makes the DD community special?
Love.
One word, love.
It's love. Love, it's wholeness, it's the freeness to share and just be open and bring your snotty nose, really.
That's something that not a lot of communities are able to express, and the DD community does that genuinely.
And that's what we're not embarrassed to say to everybody, is I love you.
We just recognise that we're all broken, fallible humans, and we love each other anyway. And we can't, and that projects out into the whole world. There's a recognition that everyone is doing the best they can with what they've got, and it's just that some people have coping mechanisms that harm other people. And I think that coming back to that open-hearted, okay, what you're doing is wrong and it's hurting other people, but I still love you. That is just a really, yeah, it's lovely to just to keep having that reminder from everybody, because everyone is so good to each other and we're all trying to be good to everyone, but also not taking any crap.
The wealth of knowledge and experience that's shared in the course, but also as part of the online community, and just access that we have to materials and other doulas that have had decades in this is, it's really life-changing. And I think you get to make relationships that are not just, I've made another doula colleague or a doula friend, but relationships that can carry you through your life. So yeah, it's a warm, cuddly space.
There's no judgment. Everyone's super welcoming. You feel at home straight away. Well, I did, and it's not something that you can physically verbally explain to people. It's something that is to be felt, and I'd encourage everyone to do the course. Whether you have plans to become a doula or not, just come and join in the love.